All right, Jordan, take us away. End this show.
I want to talk about lizard people living beneath Los Angeles. What y'all know about lizard people?
A little bit. I fall asleep every night to the secret Russian UFO files. We've talked a little bit about them here.
And they're
And
like, the
they talk about the
lizards,
reptilians a little
the
bit.
reptiles, they're coming for you,
The
Arnold.
reptiles are coming for me.
I'm not really talking about those. There is this kind of reptilian connection to David Icke that, like, you know, ancient aliens, the Anunnaki, the reptilians bred with humanity, etc. Not necessarily,
etc.
or whatever. The point is, people will tell you that there's a race of reptilians, subterranean reptilians, secretly controlling the world, the governments, the people. Every celebrity you've ever seen is a reptile. The Queen, Queen of England is a big time reptile. She's like one of the big ones to everybody.
Yeah. She, despite her looking frail and
she's
weak,
like a brood mother.
Yeah, she has so much power and strength.
Yeah. But those aren't really the reptiles we're going to talk about, because that's some pretty QAnon internet wide spreading shit. I did hit up the cryptid.wiki.com about reptilians, and they actually put it pretty well here. When they, under their conspiracy theories segment, where they say reptilians are at the center of several conspiracy theories involving the government. The most notable theorist is David Icke, who claims that 43 US presidents and Queen Elizabeth are all reptilians.
At this point, it literally is easier to just ask which ones aren't.
I really do want to know which ones aren't.
We've had 46 presidents, and
can you find out which ones are technically supposedly not?
I'll do that right now. Go on.
Icke believes that there's an entire, thank you, Roger, that there's an entire underworld of lizard people who receive protection from the government and live in tunnels deep within Earth's shell. Although this theory may seem outrageous, many people believe Icke's claim and think it's possible that reptilians are hiding right under our feet. Got to thinking, where did this start? Where did it come from? And I kind of, after a little bit of digging, came across a really interesting story from Los Angeles Magazine, titled "The Underground Catacombs of Los Angeles' Lizard People." And this is seems to be where maybe David Icke got his ideas, or, maybe it's just the truth. And it's
right
all
away, I'm thinking maybe George Washington.
Okay.
And I don't know, Taft?
You're just guessing. Taft was obviously a lizard.
He lived in that bathtub.
Never mind. We'll figure it out. He had to keep wet. Yeah. And he ate all those crickets all the time. So this is from Los Angeles Magazine. It is titled "The Underground Catacombs of LA's Lizard People" by Glenn Greason. And I am more or less going to read this verbatim, stopping for witty observations from you, the listener. Just say whatever you want. I can hear you. So it starts out with, you can click it in our listen along, by the way. There is an article link there. Starts out with an incredible map drawn by the guy that we're going to be talking about here pretty shortly. G. Warren Schufelt is his name.
I also have a report from the Atlantic entitled "How to Spot Reptilians Running the U.S. Government" with some bullet points.
Wonderful. Why don't you send me that link and we'll finish up this segment with that.
Continue.
This map that you're looking at shows the corner of Broadway and Fort Moore Place in Los Angeles. It was drawn by G. Warren Schufelt in 1933 to show the locations of what he believed to be secret tunnels and catacombs beneath Los Angeles, containing the ancient ruins of, you guessed it, lizard people, and also gold tablets holding not only great wealth, but also the history of civilization of mankind.
I
And
find it
supposedly, go on.
I find it weird that all these other
Mhm.
species of dominance
Yeah.
have humankind's history on tablets.
Well, listen, humankind won. We're on top. We get to
we're
see the
topsiders
beaches
right now.
We get to see the sun. We get to see the eclipse when it happens.
We're number one.
We're number one. Topsiders, baby. Vitamin D. Num 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 num. Anyway, we get to go to the moon. You know, we get to see her every night. Hello, your moon. Anyway, I digress. This is the article. It begins thusly. One of the more colorful urban legends of Los Angeles is that the lizard people, an advanced race of humans who created an underground city here some thousand... Oh, is that of the lizard people? An advanced race of humans who created an underground city there some 5,000 years ago. According to the story, incalculable riches and gold tablets with the origins of human civilization carved into them were just waiting to be discovered by some savvy treasure hunter. Could it be you? Could it be you?
What if it's us? What if while everyone's in this fucking paranormal fest in San Antonio, we find shit in LA?
Listen, I mean, start digging. Start digging. This guy
All
already
right.
did. Apparently, you know, he discovered them.
Ooh.
The super race, allegedly related to the Mayans, had purportedly fled a catastrophic meteor shower and created several such communities along the Pacific coast, including one in our Deer Basin. The so-called lizard people were so intellectually and technologically advanced that they used mysterious chemicals to dig a network of some 285 tunnels, fully equipped with vast chambers, large enough to accommodate 1,000 families who live off a store of food and water placed there by the tribe.
I've heard all sorts of things like this. Like there's little spots like this all over. There's of course the Israeli camp. I can't remember what that's called.
We're going to pop back over to the cryptid wiki here to talk about reptilians as a creature, because there's actually a really interesting picture here. I'll drop this in the listen along as well.
I think there's also a Chinese version of like this type of encampment where like just a large place underground for like 1,000 people could live successfully.
I mean, according to this, or one school of thought at least, there are, hives of these all around the world. I don't know if hives is the correct word.
We found a number of them. We found one in the Mediterranean region. The I forgot what it's called. It's not Mossad, but it's an M word, and it's in Israel or in that area. Like that area has like one of these encampments underground. There's also one in China. I can't remember what region that's in, sadly, but it's in the more rural, mountainous region. And then this American one.
So according to, there's a few of them, according to this. It says there's a few up and down the Pacific coast of America.
Okay.
There just happens to be one under Los Angeles. So according to cryptid.wiki, a reptilian is a half-human, half-lizard creature, and they are found in many aspects of mythology, from the Greek god Boreas, a man with serpent legs, to Chinese dragon kings. Even the serpent found in the book of Genesis in the Bible might be considered a reptilian, since the text sometimes describes it as having legs.
Okay.
It sounded like I said sext. It wasn't a sext. The Bible is not a sext. There have been multiple claims of reptilian sightings throughout the years. One of the earliest ones occurs in 1955 in Loveland, Ohio. You and I know this guy, the Loveland Frog. Love him.
Yes.
One of my faves. Reportedly seen standing near a bridge, this reptilian was short in stature with patchy green skin and webbed hands and toes. This eyewitness account was the only one to come out of Loveland nearly 20 years later. In 1970, wasn't the only one to come out of Loveland. Nearly 20 years later, in 1972, police said they saw a creature of the same description, which some people think may have been an iguana that had lost its tail.
I mean, you've seen some big iguanas, right, Jordan?
Better believe it.
They grow so fucking massive,
and if one's coming at you on its hind legs, that's how they do when they run. They put their chest up all crazy.
They come at you too.
And it's got no tail to slow it down back there. So it's just like, hey.
I would definitely mistake a large iguana for a reptile child. 100%.
A more recent reptilian sighting occurred in 1988 in Lee County, South Carolina. That's when 17-year-old Christopher Davis said he saw a lizard man in Skateboard Swamp one evening. You know this guy. The lizard man of Skateboard Swamp, of course. The reptilian was reportedly 7 feet tall. There is also, it should be noted, the Loveland Frogman sightings. They don't mention it here, but the initial sighting was much more intriguing. The guy, it's like a 1955 kind of a John Hamm fucking Don Draper kind of motherfucker who like comes across 3 frogmen that he, as he describes them, having kind of a weird jabbering conversation, and then they point a wand at him and sparks shoot out of it, and he runs for his life.
As anyone would, no shame.
Incredible. Yeah, this was like 11 p.m. This guy's 9 gins deep. Are you kidding me? He's been drinking since lunchtime. However, fast forward 1988. 17-year-old Christopher Davis tooling along in a Trans Am, most likely. The reptilian was reportedly 7 feet tall with a muscular build, scaly green skin, and glowing eyes. His hands were supposedly equipped with pads, allowing him to stick to objects. Davis claimed the lizard-like creature began chasing his car and jumped on the roof. Boom!
Oh, that would frighten me.
Causing damage to the automobile. After this first sighting, more reports involving the mysterious creature cropped up. That's what it might be like to encounter a lizard person in real life. Back to the underground lizard people of Los Angeles. This story, loosely drawn from a Hopi Indian myth by a tribesman called Chief Greenleaf.
Nice.
I know that guy. Was told to a geophysicist and mining engineer named George Warren Shufelt in 1933. So, Chief Greenleaf tells George Warren about the lizard people. As it turned out, Shufelt had invented what he called a radio X-ray machine, which he believed could detect underground tunnels. Add to that the promise of an ancient sheepskin map held by 2 other treasure seekers, and you have a tale that went viral by 1933 standards. Nice.
That meant 7 people heard about it.
Well, did you hear? The lizard folk are coming. Get your pitchfork, Mom. Schufelt's quest for the lizard people's golden treasures was picked up and followed closely by the Los Angeles Times and now by Werewolf Radar, and in turn the Associated Press, which spread Schufelt's research for the lost catacombs and their inhabitants all across America. The entire underground city, appropriately shaped like a lizard, boom, that's how you know it's true, reached from Elysian Park, the Lizard's Head, to today's Central Library, the tip of the tail. Sounds like we find our entrance, the Central Library.
Oh, yes. The tip of the tail.
The tail, going through the butt. Exit through the head. Shufelt swore up and down that he had discovered the exact locations of 1,900 square feet of tunnels as exhibited by the map he drew, rooms with 9,000 feet of floor space, and 16 places where gold was stored, all by using his radio X-ray machine. He created this map of the passages below the surface of Fort Moore Hill. After getting permission from the County Board of Supervisors, he began a dig up on North Hill Street, overlooking Sunset, Spring, and North Broadway.
A dig with a beautiful view.
That was watched like an engineering soap opera by folks in the grip of the Depression. Oh, we're so hungry. Can we have some of the money you're spending on this dig? No, it's for lizard gold. Mad with malaria.
You're not gonna need that lizard gold or that food when you got lizard gold.
The wildly speculative newspaper reports insisted that the buried treasure was Spanish gold planted in the colonial period, and that the crew felt they were ready to bring it out after 28 feet of shaft was sunk. They thought they were pretty close, 30 feet down. The deal made by Schufelt and his small team of associates was a 50-50 split with the county, but the dig was plagued by challenges, dense boulders, and plenty of mud after the shafts passed the water table. Some quote-unquote experts claimed the dig must reach 1,000 feet, while Schufelt did accomplish 250 feet. He found no gold or tunnels.
Damn.
When winter turned to spring, the digging stopped. As the money dried up and the newspaper stories vanished, along with the radio X-ray, nowhere to be found, by the way, G. Warren, as he was called in the days of the Great Lizard City Quest, stayed around Los Angeles and finally passed on in North Hollywood, November 1957, leaving behind a great story and this memorable map.
I would have loved to have seen him doing his X-ray just around LA.
Well, I mean, you don't have to see it. We're gonna do it. Find Schufelt's gold. 1,000 feet. He made it 250.
I don't think I got it in me to dig that low.
That's the problem, man.
Where's the entrance? Like, surely there should be an entrance,
Central
or is
Library.
it like underneath it, or is there a door?
Let's find out.
Okay, fair enough. To LA.
You see that scene in your head as well as I do.
I do.
Now, as mentioned by our wonderful host, Roger Norquist, we have here from The Atlantic, how to spot the reptilians running the U.S. government. This begins, as 12 million Americans, quote unquote, know the United States government is run by lizard people, or to be scientifically accurate, reptilians. But they never said which members of the government are reptilians. And piecing it together can be tricky. So here's something that the Atlantic magazine says you should be looking out for.
Mm-hmm.
Or actually a bunch of things. Predominance of green or hazel eyes that change color like a chameleon, but also blue eyes. You get that? Did you get all of those?
Oh, I got eyes that change color, but also blue eyes.
Predominance of green or hazel eyes that change color like a chameleon, but also blue eyes. Number 2, true red or reddish hair. I have reddish hair.
Jordan, what aren't you telling us?
I have reddish hair, Greg. Am I a lizard man? Number 3.
Wait.
Number 3. Low blood pressure.
I have low blood pressure.
Aha!
Am I a lizard person, Greg?
Fucking ha. Number 4, keen sight or hearing.
That's not me. I have such bad hearing and sight, kinda.
Number 5, ESP, extrasensory perception. And honestly, yeah, if somebody starts reading minds and shit, you can be like, listen, I gotta ask, are you an alien reptile man?
You don't have to say it out loud. Just wink.
Just wink. Wink your eyes. Wink your independently rotating eyes. Number next, UFO Connections. So if you see them like get in a UFO to come to work, or get in a UFO to leave work, or get out of a UFO and to get chicken or whatever, might be
probably.
Reptile.
See, I understood that as like they know a UFO, like they got UFO connections, like they got a guy, they got someone. A UFO guy. Yeah,
sure. If you need someone to look at a used UFO to see if you're getting screwed or not, yeah. Number next, love of space and science. So if you like space and science, my girlfriend's father, big space head. Is he a reptile? The Atlantic?
Mm-hmm.
Is he a reptilian? Honestly, he might be. Love the dude. He's a very cool guy. Totally could be a reptile. Number next, piercing eyes. Piercing eyes of green or hazel or color changing or sometimes blue hue.
But also blue.
Yes. That was number 8. Number 9, a sense of not belonging to the human race. Roger?
Listen,
it's
not that I don't Oh, yeah. It's common, man. I got a group of we call each other reps, but you should hang out with us.
Does it stand for reptiles?
It's short for something. Come to the meeting. We'll tell you more.
All will be revealed. Okay. Yeah, I'm there. I thought it was like a Matrix thing. I thought that meant you were in the Matrix.
I think it's just edgelord speak.
Sure. Number 10. Deep compassion for fate of all mankind. Why, reptile?
It's deep compassion, though. That's better than, I don't know, anger.
Why? Like, wouldn't it be easier without the fucking Schufelts of the world trying to dig into your subterranean paradise with the glowing crystals and the waterfalls and the chewy cocoa beans?
It would be, but you can't have everything you need in life, you know? Sometimes you gotta adapt, make change, deal with the people drilling into your roof.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Next up, psychic abilities. Already covered that in ESP. Nice work. Next up, unexplained scars on body. Where did these scars come from?
Why is that a lizard person
Lizard stuff? I don't know. I would like a little bit more information.
I like how they give you none.
Yeah. Unexplained scars on body, I presume from, fucking implants or surgeries to have tails removed or fingers added or whatever.
Yes, definitely.
Number 13, maybe. Capability to disrupt electrical appliances.
I've never done that, actually. I've heard stories of it.
Sometimes the lights go out when I walk by a lamppost, as we discussed before in our episode where we talked about sliders, SL lighters. Streetlight interference phenomenon. And finally, the number one giveaway that someone is a reptile running our government. They've got alien contacts.
Yep. That makes sense. That makes sense. Like you have just like, you know how like you probably have normal human contacts. They got alien contacts. That,
like if you are snooping through their phone, first of all, major breach of trust. If you're like snooping through their phone and all of the contacts are like bleep blorp, zoop group, flimdorp, the Krangler, you know, something just called the cube.
All solid
the
signs.
Brain cube.
These are alien contacts. These are.
Or do you think they might be in contact lenses?
That's what I was thinking initially. You kind of blew my mind with phone contacts, but yeah, like
their alien eyes.
No.
To make them look more alien.
Alien, yeah.
I get it. So that when you see them in their reptile form, they can be like, those were these alien contacts. Those were these lenses. Look.
Yes.
And then show them to you.
It's part of the games they play.
Diabolical. Holy shit. That does it for my segment, though. Does it ever really end? This segment, you know, the reptile people are all around us. But that does do it for my segment called "It Smells Like a Lizard Cage in Here." A look into the Schufeldt dig beneath Los Angeles. And that also does it for this episode of Werewolf Radar. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for telling your friends. Thank you so much for returning our co-host to us, if you have him.
Give us Nate. We love him. He's our only son, mine and Jordan's. You can't take our son.
We built him. Geppetto style out of bottles we found, and a blue fairy brought him to life. So we want him back. Thank you to our Dark Council members for your continued patronage. Shout out to Chuck.
You know what?
Little numbers.
We got to do one of them howl outs for the patrons.
Do a friggin' howl. Ouch.
That reminded me, they support us, pay for hosting fees.
Howl it out, baby, gonna howl it down, howl it round.
And we provide you with that content. Are we ready? $5 and over, as agreed upon by the signature we all signed in blood. Dylan Gutierrez, Tobias Livingston, the most well-prepared dead guy, Brian Flint, Nolan Lewis, Jason Sweet, a Carrion Soldier, Gloria Gray, Alicia Coy, Adam Passion, Abby Claboo, William Dahl, Jessica, Jason Sweet, Jake Speck, Dakota Vincent, Edric Hinkle, and of course, the Chancellor of Madness, Michael Przak.
Howl, howl, howl. That was a kind of a chancellery, dignified howl at the end.
It was nice. It showed much respect for the person.
Hell yeah, I thought so.
Who is our chancellor.
And
you can join any of these tiers too. Patreon.com/Werewolf Radar. You know,
we're fucking everywhere, y'all. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're on. We have a Discord channel. Please join it if you want to exchange memes about aliens and what have you. We're on Twitch every Monday playing Curse of Strahd, which is a wonderful D&D campaign on a show we're calling Steak Night with other comedians. Me, Roger, Nate, Sam Talent, Colin Cthulhu is our wonderful DM.
From Native Daughters.
5 p.m. twitch.tv/werewolf_radar. And I think that does it for this particular episode. Until next time, as always, punch the sky, Spaceman Joe.